Hey everyone, Lonnie here. For the last few weeks I've been working on videos to help create space in my shop and help with a little organization. Now I do have a few more ideas I'll implement later on, but I want to kind of stop for a little while and make sure the ideas I've put in place work for me. So this week what I figured I'd do, since I haven't done it in about a year, is a simple shop tour video. So let's get started. Now the first thing when I enter my shop, I've got my tool cabinet. I've got a whiteboard up here for taking notes, which you'll notice I have quite a few whiteboards and chalkboards around the shop. I tend to just write stuff down wherever I'm standing at so I don't forget it. Keep a few wrenches on the outside. I do intend on redoing this cabinet at some point, but I do a wide variety of things besides woodworking, and this just keeps some of my tools organized and easy access to a lot of stuff I use regularly. Now right beside my tool cabinet I have my shop desk. This I built on a French cleat system. I've got some small tool storage underneath of it. Chalkboard, charging station, and right up above it I just got a little book storage. And of course, one wood rack right above the entryway as you come in. The desk, this is just where I tend to throw stuff. There might be seasonal stuff, little bits and pieces, extra tape measures. I mean, I really don't keep a lot in there, bandana for when I got dust. That way I don't cough as bad as I have been. Right along to the side of the shop desk, I of course have my bandsaw. I built this a couple videos back. I keep my scroll saws underneath there. Keeps them where I can get to them without having to put them in the basement or have them somewhere else. It's worked out pretty good. I still have not secured the bandsaw yet, but it seems to be staying in place, and the bandsaw is not something I seem to put a lot of force on as I'm feeding wood through it. Now right beside the bandsaw, I've got a little cubby hole. I kind of stick my shop stools in there. Behind there I have kind of the extension table for my miter saw. And I keep a few tools back there on a magnetic strip. And of course, next up we've got the radial arm saw. It's a handy tool, takes up a lot of space. And I do got some storage underneath of it. I keep my shop vac, a few hand tools. If you've got a sled for your table saw though, I mean, you can get by without having one of these. I just got a good deal on it. It's the only reason I actually have it in here. Now right underneath the tabletop for the radial arm saw, of course I keep my welder, I've got my router table and my planer. Back wall, I do keep some hand tools organized in there. And I've got all kinds of space back there I haven't fully utilized yet, but it's nice and organized right now. Of course, I keep some of my jigs hanging on the wall. It's my vise stand. I have to move it in and outside, generally for sharpening blades on equipment. It's another one of my whiteboards. Now, actually a French cleat system. It just happened to hook to the garage, and I just put it right there for right now. This is my, zoom back. This is kind of my portable workstation. This is where I do a lot of drilling, cutting, painting. This table, which is on wheels, takes a lot of the abuse, so my main workbench doesn't receive it. I just basically keep paints, wood screws, rubber gloves, sandpaper, I move it around the shop wherever needed. I mean, it works really well. I got an MDF top on it. If I ever burger it up too bad, I can just kind of replace the top and go on. Just beyond my portable, I've got a cabinet over there. It's kind of a catch-all. I'm going to redo it at some point. It's got just oil storage and a lot of little stuff I haven't ever seemed to organize yet. Some wood storage, new drill press station. Now it's working at a good height. I've lowered it to where it's more ergonomical and I can get to my, oh shoot, go the right direction, drill bits. And of course, got more jigs hanging on the wall there. A wood storage rack, which seems to be holding up. I kind of figured it would break or give way, but it's holding pretty strong. And I keep more wood storage behind it. Moving up, I just got another shelf. It's a catch-all shelf. I keep my small miter saw up there, which I don't have a large one, but and of course my toolboxes. You always see the toolboxes behind me generally when I'm opening a video. I do my own mechanic work, and this is a hobby farm essentially. So more than woodworking takes place in here. Now if we move just beyond them, something you don't see me using a whole lot is my wood lathe. A little closer. Of course I've got jar nails where I've been pulling them out of pallets. This thing is about as rough as it looks. It's used, came from an auction. It's got a 5-foot bed on it. I believe this motor probably came off a washing machine. It's not much, but it will get me by, and I really don't use it that much, so. But it gives me plenty of options. I just got a few lathe tools. And if I need it, got a nice table here on the side I can set stuff on, or a lot of times my laptop. Now of course on this very back wall I keep some of my clamps, welding stuff, and a lot of the stuff on the wall is just, some of it's used, most of it's just there for decorations. Didn't know what else to do with it. Right down here is probably the biggest waste of space in my shop. When they built this house, they put the access to the basement stairs right here at the very end. I just kind of work around it. The downside, it makes this garage useless for putting a car in because there's simply not enough room, but it makes a great workshop. And of course, the center of my workshop, the workbench. Now this I built super heavy duty. It's got a lot of weight. It don't wiggle and there's no movement in it. Of course, I keep 2 old buckets down at the end for trash. Now the main body of it, I did buy the wood. It's simply utility grade wood. And a lot of the extra pieces, drawers on both sides, which I keep some chisels and squares and markers and playing cards for spacers. I built these out of, I think it was a packing crates what the drawers are built out of. This here, if I was doing a larger piece of wood, is just another way to hold wood in place if it's taller so I can plane it. I really shouldn't have made that permanently fixed, but live and learn. I do got to redo this table about, I think I touched it up once right after I built it. Like I said, it is utility grade wood, and I did get a little swelling here and there, and I got it planed down and smoothed again and waxed, and it seems to be holding pretty good. The vise is just a cheap little vise. I think I picked it up at Lowe's for 20 bucks. Of course, I got a drawer on the other side. It's keep my center finders and just other little hand tools in there. Some bits, wood rasps, just stuff you need quickly usually. And I do like this new organization system underneath of it. If I can get down there. So far it's working really well for getting a hold of some of my stuff. Of course, I had to take one of the runners for the drawers off so I could get the small wood rack underneath there, and I didn't get it back quite right. And there's one of my step stools. That one's built a little large, basically so I can step up on my workbench when I'm trying to get that overhead camera view. My table saw. And it's just a low-end contractor saw, which it has served all my purposes. I put an extension wing on this side of it. I've got it set up with my workbench as an outfeed table, and my portable bench is actually the same height. I can use it as an infeed table if I need to. Eventually I'll get my planer set up the same height so I can feed wood coming off the table this way towards the garage door. And of course my dustbin underneath of it. No, that's really it. Now, a couple of the last things. I do got an old bulletin board back there. I use this style of little heater in the wintertime for heating the shop. That's why I'm always saying when you're cutting MDF to turn any ignition sources off. It's about to be put up for the year though. It's early April when this video is being filmed, so you probably won't see it through most of the summer. And my little fan down here, as soon as summer gets here, I open everything up, and this helps my air circulation. But I do use every bit of space. I got my second wood rack up there. I just kind of, both sides of my shop, keep wood stored. I usually don't have this much of a surplus. And of course, I got my hands on an extra antenna that runs the full length of my shop. So it's storage. Bicycles we just had to have. I don't think they've been down in a year. And fishing poles. You got to take it easy and enjoy things every now and then.